Okay, today we are doing positive and negative integers. This is actually the topic that we did at the very beginning of the year. So some of the things in here, you'll probably be very tempted to do with your calculators now, which is okay to do as a check. First of all, question number 1, list the integers between -6 and 2. Now, if I say to list the integers between, does the between part include the -6 and the 2? No, it doesn't, correct. So the first number would be -5, then -4, -3, -2, -1, 0 and 1, but don't do the 2. We're not including the -6 and the 2, but it is all the whole numbers, because integers are whole numbers that are in between. Question 2, I was going to leave for you, arrange in descending order. Question 3, graph each set of integers on a number line. So a number line, you should be using a ruler for, and you want to show the numbers that are greater than -3. So you need a few spaces measured on here. So I'm going to put my -3 in the middle, and -2 would be slightly bigger, and -4 would be on the smaller side. Okay, now if the symbol you have here, if it does not have an equal to sign on it, then you use an open circle at the 3. So this one's an open circle. And I want to point to the values that are larger than that, which would be going this way. Now, we did do this another way in class as well, because that one goes forever, which is why I did it like that. But another way that we would have done this would be to have our -3, -4. Because it's greater than -3, I wouldn't include the -3, sorry. But it'd be at -2 and then -1, and I'd just have any dots continuing that direction. Does that look more familiar? That one? No? Or that one? Oh, neither. You don't remember this at all? It has been a long time. When we did, so we did things like, can you graph between, ones that we did, so graph between, say, -1 and 3. And then on your number line, you show the -1 and the 3. Let's do the numbers in between. So 0, 1, 2. Between doesn't include, so I'd have a dot at the 1, 2, and the 3. Just dots at the numbers that are between -1 and 3. This one's a little bit trickier because it could be any number that is bigger than -3 going that way. Okay, so you can either do it as an open dot here and anything going that way forever, or you could do, because we don't include the -3, you have a dot at the -2, at the -1, and any number up there would have a dot at it. When you do this again in year 8, we did do this very briefly. When you do this in year 8, you will be told to do it like this, because you won't just be talking about integers anymore. Integers are whole numbers, which is why I can do the individual dots. But you'll be doing it for any real number plane. So it could be your fractions, your decimals, and anything else. So which is why we'll be doing them like that one next year. Maddox? Yes, you did, but it will still be on your exam. Jayla? So which one would you be suggesting that you, so this one here? Yes. Yeah. Okay, let's do another one, because I thought this might be something that was tricky to remember. So question 4, it says to describe the integers that are shown by this number line. Because this one, see the dot is coloured in. When the dots are coloured in, that's either a less than or equal to or a greater than or equal to. This one didn't have the equal to, which is why it was the open dot. They're the only two types of dots you have, okay? Okay, so this one is going to have an equal to sign on it. The number that I'm at is a 2, so it's going to be x, and it's going to be a 2, and I'm pointing at all the numbers that are smaller than 2 or less than 2. So I need a less than or equal to sign in there. Okay? All right.
What do you like to try those things and then the on the road?
Less than or equal to is what that means. Less than or equal to. So that might be something that sounds like needs to go on some study sheets if you don't remember those symbols. Question 5. Well, that's what revision's for. Question 5, our coordinate plane. Give the coordinates and quadrants for each point. Now the quadrants are numbered. 1 is this one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's how you number the quadrants. So point C, here is C, it is in the second quadrant. But not only that, I have to give the coordinates of that point. And the coordinates are written in brackets, and I need an X number here and a Y number there. So I look up here, here's my X axis, so I come along, and the C is underneath the -2. So that's -2 is the X value. Then I'm going up to Y equals 2. So it's -2, 2, and it's in the second quadrant. Okay, I'll let you try to do D.
What do?
Yes, the X has to be first. So it's always horizontally first and then vertically. Okay, question 6, still to do with coordinates. Name the point on this diagram that matches the coordinate 0, -3. So 0, that's your X first. That's horizontally. I want to find 0. That's right in the center. And then -3 means you come down to the -3. And what letter is that? I think it's an A. It's a bit blurry on my screen. Is that an A? All right. So that's the point A. Okay, we've got some more of these. Here's another one. Give the Y coordinate of each point. This is still talking about that graph. So I'm going to go back up here. It says for point A. So this was point A that we just talked about. The Y coordinate means here's my Y axis. What number is it at on the Y axis? The -3. So the Y coordinate for that one is -3. Question 8 and 9, we did some of those earlier when we were doing other topics, so I thought we'd leave those ones because we've revised those already. Hopefully you remember them. Question 10. Jack borrowed $85 from his brother. He paid him back 20, but then borrowed another 12. How much does he owe his brother? Now, this is in positive and negative integers, right? So remember, you can use negative signs if you are owing somebody some money. So when I say he borrowed $85, he has a negative $85, right? He has to pay that back. He owes $85. He pays back 20, so we go plus 20 because he's paid him back 20. But then he borrows another 12, which means I subtract 12 from that again because he's borrowed more money. Okay, now you could do that in your head, or because we have calculators, you are allowed to put these in your calculator. So -85 plus 20 minus 12 is -77. The negative indicates that he still owes it. Okay, so he owes $77. So therefore, he owes $77. Okay, so look out for wordy questions. Question 12, we're back to our Cartesian plane again. Yeah, that's okay. So, yeah, that's all right. Question 12, name the point and quadrant. So we did this already, we get to practice it again. We have the point 4, 6. So 4 is horizontally. Horizontally, there's the 4. And then vertically 6 means I'm at the point A. Okay, so I did that one again. Question 13 is going in reverse, and you can write down the coordinates. Moving on to the next page. Draw a number line that shows all integers from -3 up to 2. Good, we get to practice this again. So we're on our number line. And we need measured spaces from -3 and let's number them on there. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Now, when it says from -3 to 2, is it including the -3 and the 2? Yes, because it's saying from there to there. So they are the numbers that I want. So we're going to put dots at all of them. They are all the integers that I want. Anything after that, so the 3 or a 4 up here, they're not included in that. So I don't need dots at those numbers. Just from the -3 to the 2 and anything in between. Question 2, insert the symbol, and we have a less than symbol or a greater than symbol, and I got you to write those down, I think, in one of our other topics. So hopefully you know those symbols. To make the statement here true. The tip that I told you before was that the arrow in your greater than or less than sign always points to the smaller number. So you look at this, you go 4 and -7. -7 is smaller. So I'm going to draw a point that points to the -7 because it's smaller. When you read it as 4 is greater than -7 as you're going from left to right, but it's pointing to the smaller number. Okay, I'll let you do the other ones, but remember that tip. Question 4. We did all this without the calculator. This is the topic that we did without the calculator. If you're lucky enough to get these on the test though, I'm not going to know if you do put them in your calculator. So please feel free to at least check. But if we do it without, just for practice, -5 plus 9 means you're on your number line and you're at -5 and you want to come up 9 places, which is going to land you where? 4. So this is where we did the jumping up and down the number line. Okay, these lines where you have, don't worry about the brackets, but where you have plus and minus signs next to each other. A plus and a minus sign always makes a minus. So we were circling that. We go, that's just a minus. So I want you to do 15 take away 9, which is 6. Okay, but you can just type them in. You can just type them in. Even with the brackets, even with the double symbols, your calculator will do it. What does a minus and a minus make? A plus, so that would be 17 plus 18. Good, so if you remember it, well done. These kind of questions, though, is testing to make sure that you understand. Because you can't type this in your calculator, it's asking you, complete the following statement using the word positive or negative. The product, what does the word product mean? Multiply. So if I'm multiplying two negative numbers, am I going to get a positive or a negative? A positive, good. 2 negatives when you're timesing makes a positive. The product of a positive and a negative makes a negative. If they have different signs, they make negatives. Quotient means to divide. Okay, so if I'm dividing two negative numbers, what am I going to get? Positive or negative? Positive, because 2 negatives make a positive. And the quotient, which means divide again, of a negative and a positive number makes negative. If the signs are the same, it makes a positive. So 2 pluses make a plus, 2 minuses make a minus. If one's a plus and one's a minus, then you get a negative. Okay, then we have question 6 where we're multiplying. Again, you can do them on your calculator, but we can do them without as well because we're clever. So the 4 is positive and the 9 is negative. So if there's no symbol here, it means it's positive. So I have a positive and a negative, which means I'm going to get a negative. And we're multiplying, so I do 4 times 9, which is 36. Okay, let's try it again. I have a negative here and a negative here, which is going to become positive. So no minus signs, gone. 42 divided by 7 is 6, a positive 6 or just 6. Okay, that's it. Question 7 is our wordy question. So let's do B here. An aircraft is a helicopter. The helicopter also detects the submarine, so it lowers its positions to 30 meters above sea level to try and see the submarine. How far apart are the submarine? Oh no, I'm going to need to do A because it's related to A. I'm like, there's not enough numbers here. Oh, we have to go back and do A as well. All right, start at A. A submarine is 50 meters below sea level. A small aircraft flying directly above it. The equipment on board the submarine estimates that the aircraft is 150 meters away. What is the height of the aircraft above sea level? 120 meters. Good. Picture, if you anyone else, if you can't picture what's going on here, I have. Oh, I am a terrible artist. Oh, even with a highlight, that's even worse. Okay, I have something flying up here. Here is my aeroplane. Here is my water, and down here somewhere is my submarine. Okay, I told you I'm a terrible artist. Okay, the submarine is 50 meters below the water. Altogether, between the submarine and the helicopter, it is 170 meters. So to get the answer that Lilybell got, you're doing 170 minus the 50 to say that there's 120 meters from the water to the helicopter. So 170 minus the 50 is 120 meters. So B flows on to that. The aircraft up here is a helicopter. The helicopter also detects the submarine, so it lowers its position by 30 meters above sea level. So get rid of that. My helicopter's moving down here. That's a terrible helicopter. But anyway, it is now 30 meters above the sea level. Okay? It's trying to see the submarine. How far apart are the submarine and the helicopter now? 80. 30 plus 50. Because the helicopter is 30 above and the submarine is still 50 below. Okay, so it's a total of 80. We go 30 plus 50, which is a total of 80 meters that they are apart. Okay, so sometimes a little picture can help you see what is going on. Yeah.
What is the
Oh, well, the one before, because it was the whole length was a 170. So I had to subtract off the 50 to find just between the water and the plane. Whereas this one, I have one height going above, one height going below. So the total one, I would add them to get the two together. Yes, Justin.
wouldn't it be 120 minus 30? That's
Yeah.
It went to 30.
Yeah, so the wording of the question says it doesn't drop 30 meters, it drops down to 30 meters above the water. The wording. All right, yes. Oh, I want to leave some for you to try. I'll come back and help you if you need 8B. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, actually, let's do it. You have to do A first. List the different pairs of integers that multiply to give minus 6. Now, things that can times to give 6 would be 1 times 6 or 2 times 3. But, yeah, I'm not finished. But, Hayden, because I need a negative 6, one of the numbers needs to be minus, right? Because only a positive and a negative number make a negative answer. So it could be a +1 times with a -6, or it could be a -1 times with a +6. It could be a +2 and a -3, or it could be a -2 and a +3. So there are 4, they're multiplied in between. So if you were to multiply those 4 options, all of those would give you -6. Okay? Part B says there are 2 distinct pairs of numbers whose product is -6, and difference, what does difference mean? You got to subtract. Difference means subtract. Their difference is 5. What is the 2? So of these 4 that I have up here, if I were to subtract the numbers, will I get a 5? So if I do 1 minus -6, What does that make? 7. So that one doesn't work. What about 2 minus 3? That makes 5 because the 2 minuses make a plus. So that one works. There's your first one. The 2 with the minus 3, when you subtract them, you will get a positive 5. We've got to find another one. There's supposed to be 2 pairs. What about minus 1 minus 6? No, that's minus 7. Minus 2 minus 3 is minus 5, but it just says a difference of 5. So I think that must be the other one that they want, because if I do it the other way. So the other one they want is minus 2 and the positive 3, because there is 5 spaces between those numbers is what that's saying. All right. Questions on the next page. Now these ones, I've already put the equal signs there as a reminder. This is your order of operations where you have to show the steps as you're doing the BODMAS, the things in order. If you write down answers only for these on your exam, you will get like half a mark out of 2 kind of thing. Okay, if you're lucky, you might even get 0. It might just not give you anything because it'll say in the question, use order of operations. So if you've typed in your calculator, you haven't used order of operations, have you? Okay, so the thing we remembered was BODMAS, or some people use BIDMAS, that's okay. B stands for brackets. If you have brackets, you do them first. The O or the I stands for of or indices, which means any powers, which we don't have in any of ours, so we don't use that one anyway. Division and multiplication happen together. Division doesn't have to happen before multiplication. It will happen from left to right, whichever one happens first in your line as you're going from left to right. And addition and subtraction are the same. Whichever one happens first as you're going from left to right. So when I look at this question, I don't have any brackets, so don't have to worry about that. Skip the O. Now I'm looking for division and multiplication. There is a multiplication there. I have to do that first. So I'm going to highlight it. That's what I'm going to do. The 46, don't do anything with that and don't do anything with the minus sign. I'm just doing the multiplication that has to happen first. 5 times 12 is 60. I don't want you to write down on the side there anywhere 5 times 12 equals 60. You're writing the result down so that it's all in the equation here together. Now, division and multiplication is done. So now I'm looking for addition and subtraction, and there's just one subtraction sign here left to do. So 46 minus 60 is negative 14, correct. So that one only had 2 steps. The next one down here has a few more steps. Question C. In my BODMAS, brackets have to happen first, and this one has brackets. But even more complicated than that, inside my brackets, I have an addition and a multiplication. Oh, subtraction and a multiplication. Which one of those has to happen first? The multiply. So I'm going to be doing that part inside my bracket first. Everything else you just write down. So it is 8 minus bracket 1 minus 7 times 3 is 21. Close bracket divided by 4. Okay, I still have brackets there, which means I'm still trying to work out what's inside, so that's going to be my next step. 1 minus 21, so let's write down what's left. 8 minus 1 take away 21 is? Negative 20 though. So you got negative 20 divided by 4. Okay, so the 2 minuses there, you could go 2 minuses, make a plus. Okay, next. The brackets are gone finally, so it's multiplication and division time, and there's a divide over here. So that has to happen next. So I'm going to be doing the 20 divided by 4 next. The 8 stays, the plus stays. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Okay, and that leaves one last step where I need to add 8 plus 5 is 13. Now, as I said, you have to show that working out, but there is nothing wrong with you getting your calculator afterwards and typing it in to make sure that you did it right. Phew, lucky, got it right. Okay, 13. Yes? So you can still check with your calculator, but you have to show the working. Question 2, more Cartesian plane stuff. So A, we want to write down the coordinates of A. Here is A over here. I want horizontally first, the A is at the 3. So 3, comma, 2. So brackets, 3, comma, 2, close bracket. That's how you write the coordinate of that point. More of these. This one you've got to draw yourself. So if we do 2, 3, so horizontally you find the 2, and then vertically you go up to the 3 and you put a dot there. 2, 3, put a dot. And because you're going to do lots of dots on there, label it. So put the A on there so that you can do the other ones on there as well. Must be getting close to the end. Yes, that's the end. Okay, so equations will be next time. So we're up to page 47.